Axiom of Choice by Literally Mad Lad on U3. Episode 19. Chapter 6. Oh, to be a merman among barflies. Before the truck could move, the old man stretched out a strap from the wall across it to his own chest, and it clicked into place on a little red box, and the old man said, "Safety first." Katsuki looked for one on his side. It squealed as he dragged it out on the wall, extending it as far as he could before bringing it back to search for a place to lock it against the cush. The moment the truck was in motion, Katsuki was transfixed. The brightest artificial lights he had ever seen outside of the facility came on with a twist of a stick juggling out from the side of the truck's steering wheel. All of the trees came to life and blitz as the truck picked up speed. Katsuki was still on the edge of his seat until his head grew dizzy from trying to follow the lines on the road. He leaned his head against the cool window and yawned, but his expression would only last him as long as it took to reach the glow off the distance, dispersed amongst the houses and buildings and trees. There were hundreds of them, and he consulted on the way the street the old man drove Katsuki down before climbing to a slow rest spot next to a brick building. There were cars outside of the building, all the same make and shape, with black hoods and trunks and a white body. There were detailed prints on the side that Katsuki could read. He looked to the old man who said, "You want to go in?" "What?" Katsuki said. "To the police station." "I don't." He didn't know what that was, but he heard of police before and the pearl that might have brought Deku back at the cave. All of Deku's concerns surrounding the invader had to do with the police. He shook his head. "No police," he said softly, but he couldn't help the defensive way he tensed, like he was about to fight his old man right here and then to get away from the police station. The old man rested his hands in surrender. Okay. You don't have to go in. Got an address, kid?" Katsuki shook his head. The old man sighed. He put a hand to his chin and rubbed it up along the side of his face. It settled there as he pondered, frowning at the wheel. After a tense moment, he clicked his tongue. "Right, well, I've got a spare room. You could stay there, till I figured out a better arrangement," Katsuki said. But a decision had been made, so the truck started to move again. Katsuki watched the police station drift off behind them, through the side mirror where things appeared bigger than they were. Their next stop was in a lot of cars outside of a building with a glass front and a bright glowing sign. Katsuki's chest hummed from the music inside, and when the old man got out, Katsuki did too. The bright pink and blue lights were glaring across Katsuki's sensitive eyes, and he could see people underneath stained glass. Katsuki was still staring, processing, when the old man passed by him on the other way on the door. "You comin'?" the man said. "We're going in there?" Katsuki thought, and decided that this was just as nerve-wracking as the day Deku and the assistant pushed a cart into his facility room and told him to get in. He jogged forward, heart blazing, and reached a hand out to meet the door as the old man swung it open. The muffled music came forward with a burst of color and lights, and the low rumble of voices swarmed him. He stared, wide-eyed, at the scene until he nearly lost track of the old man. The guy was walking straight up to where a woman was posted behind a countertop lined with stools, some occupied, others empty. "Yagi!" she cheered, voice larger than life. She slapped a hand around the corner on the other side of her hip. "Thought you were coming back half an hour ago. Folks been asking about you." "I got cut up by the train," he said. His voice, Katsuki realized now, was feeble in comparison. Katsuki was even more so in light of this woman, who had glanced at him once, and then again when she realized that Katsuki was lingering because he was with the old man. The old man, Yagi, it seemed, rubbed a hand against the back of his neck before gesturing to Katsuki and saying, "And I found this kid out back by the rabbits." "The hell does that mean?" She laughed, eyeing Katsuki up and down. She paused, blinked, and leaned over the counter to look at his bare feet. "Did you fish him out?" someone asked just a few stools down. Yagi laughed and denied it. The woman leaned across the bar, her smile bright against the dark, caramel cheeks. What's your name, sweetheart? Katsuki glanced at Yagi and then the stranger down the bar and said nothing. That's okay, you keep it to yourself, she said. My name's Mitsuki, and the young full, ageless gentleman who brought you in? Enough of that, the old man groaned. Is the owner of this here establishment. You want something to drink? Katsuki nodded, and she encouraged him to sit at the bar. He took the nearest stool, eyeing the stranger down the line as he did. Shortly thereafter, Mitsuki took the old man behind the bar and dragged him down the line to grab a glass at the far end of the bar. They stayed there an awful long time, taking quiet among themselves, which didn't work very well considering Mitsuki had a voice that rivaled the train on the tracks. He caught the stranger's eye. The stranger took a long, slow sip of his drink, maintaining dull eye contact. You from around here or what? The guy asked. Katsuki shrugged. The man snorted a laugh. It's a yes or no question, kid. You either are or you ain't. Oi, stop embarrassing the kid, Mitsuki shouted, waving her arms out as she circled back. In her hand was a glass filled to the brim with a bright red substance. It reminded Katsuki of fresh blood in the water before it went dark. She slid it over to him and stuck a thin tube at it. The clear tube reminded Katsuki of the IV dripped from the facility, so he pulled it out and set it on the counter. He put his lips to the edge of the glass and took an experimental sip. It was nothing like he had ever tasted before. It sent his taste buds slurging into overdrive. His tongue slurred for a moment, and the numbness didn't last before he was driving back in. Listen, kid, Mitsuki said. Yagi's place is a pigstick. It's not, the old man murmured. The stranger howled with laughter. My place has seen better days. You'd be bumming at mine, got it? Mitsuki said. And first thing tomorrow, we're getting you some shoes. Katsuki couldn't care. He just wanted more of whatever this sickly sweet substance was. Oh no, he's an alcoholic. Oh no, he's an alcoholic. Okay, so we got Mitsuki, and I'm guessing that random person that kept commenting is Masaru. So that's what I'm thinking. Mitsuki, Masaru, and Yagi. So clearly we're gonna have Mitsuki, Masaru, Bakugou under their household. Are they gonna find out? I don't know if they're gonna find out or not. How is Izuku gonna find Katsuki? That is my biggest thing. How is Izuku gonna find Katsuki? What? How is Izuku gonna find Katsuki? How is Katsuki gonna find Izuku? How is that gonna happen? Also, did she give him alcohol? That red substance. Was that alcohol? What? Did she give... Are we gonna have... Oh my god. Bakugou's an alcoholic now. Oh my god. Soon he's gonna start yelling about alcohol and selling their firstborn for alcohol. Okay. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.